Hi everyone, welcome to the 85th episode of South Shore Vibe. I'm your host Brian Petter. It is great to be back with you. We'll have three guests tonight on the Vibe. We'll be speaking with retired hockey player and Rogers Sportsnet color analyst for the NHL, Galley. We'll have a second interview with Allison and Margaret speaking about celiac disease and their upcoming walk. We'll end our show with a cultural reporter. That's right, Lily Jean is with us. She'll be speaking about Halloween Gen Z style. So wherever you are on the South Shore of Montreal, in the Montérégie or beyond, know that you're important. Come on in, let's catch the vibe. Our first guest tonight on the Vibe is Galley, retired NHL hockey player and Rogers Sportsnet NHL color analyst. Garry, welcome to the show.
Hey, Brian, thanks for having me. Good to be here with you.
Hey, thanks so much. You're coming live from God's country. Is that Ottawa?
Well, it's Ottawa, that's for sure. And the weather that we're getting these days in approaching October is pretty much feels like God's country. Out in the golf course this morning, it was just beautiful. Felt like a June day. So we're getting spoiled with the weather, so we'll take it.
Oh, beautiful. Tell me, I'm taking you back to when you were a kid, Garry. Which town did you grow up in when you were a child?
I was a South Shore kid for sure. I grew up in St. Hubert and St. Lambert and Greenfield Park. Spent predominantly most of my childhood in Greenfield Park. But I had family. My grandparents lived on the South Shore as well in St. Hubert. And so, we kind of moved around a little bit as kids and stuff, but predominantly in Greenfield Park where, I still today have a lot of friends that I still see from time to time and enjoy going back.
Very nice. Tell me, you moved to Ottawa, you play some junior hockey, then you get the opportunity to go to Bowling Green State University. Were you there for 3 years?
Yeah, it ended up, when I left Montreal and I was in grade 7, so when I got to Ottawa, playing in a small town like Greenfield Park, it was limited in the number of games you would play in a season. When I got to Ottawa, it really opened my eyes to playing 20 or 30 games to playing, close to 75, 80 games in a winter. So it made a huge difference in my development. And also when my parents, we moved up to Ottawa, we had an outdoor rink, a city-ran outdoor rink that was right behind our townhome. So I would come home after school, throw my skates on, jump on there for hours and hours, and really felt like all that ice time and games playing really developed me into being a real solid player moving forward into junior. So I was fortunate. I was drafted by the Kingston Canadians in the 16th round, and so there really wasn't much there for me. I didn't feel like I played my junior hockey in Ottawa for the Gloucester Rangers, and Charlie Henry was the coach of that team. And we had a really good run to go to the Centennial Cup that year. We ended up in the finals against the Belleville Bulls to go to the Centennial Cup. We lost in 7 games, unfortunately. But that lengthy run with Gloucester enabled Bowling Green to have a look at me and offered, and at the end of the day, really felt like I would be a good fit in Bowling Green. At the time, they had a player that was there that had unfortunately lost his father, and they had his farm in Saskatchewan. So he had to go back home. So a scholarship opened up in April, which is really late to have a scholarship available. But Bowling Green came down. Jacques Martin spoke to Bowling Green and said, "You got to come down and see this Galley kid playing for Gloucester. I think he's someone that could really help you." And so they did. And the rest is history. I ended up getting a scholarship offer to go to Bowling Green. I went down there and I ended up going to the NCAA tournament in 2 of the 3 years, won 3 CCHA championships. And then in my junior year, in 1984, we won a national championship, which is the only national championship Division I that Bowling Green has won in its 150-year history. So it's a real special moment for Bowling Green and the town of Bowling Green, which was just phenomenal. I really thoroughly enjoyed my 3 years there. I couldn't have asked for much more success and development as a player. And after we won the national championship in 1984 in Lake Placid against Minnesota Duluth, the LA Kings came calling and wanted me to sign immediately. So the offer was there, the opportunity was there. So I felt like I could always go back and get my last year of schooling if I really wanted to. But, it was smart to take the opportunity and go right away, and it worked out really well for me.
Unbelievable story. Looking back, how many years? Did you do 17 years as an NHL player?
Yes, 17 from 84 to 2001. I was drafted by the Los Angeles Kings. It was funny because I had a good friend of mine in high school, and his father, his name was Rosie Terrell. He was a scout for the Los Angeles Kings. So when I got drafted at the Forum, I was there with my friend and actually walked down to the table where Mr. Terrell was and met the whole, managerial staff of the Los Angeles Kings, and was really excited to be a King. Rogie Vachon was the general manager at the time. He had been to Bowling Green on a couple of occasions, and I had spoke with him, and I was really excited about really fitting in a division that was really wide open in an offense, the run and gun Smythe division, with the Oilers and the Flames and the Jets, and then the Kings and the Canucks. I mean, it was perfect for my style of play. I was an offensive defenseman. I like to kind of get up the ice and get involved in the offense. So it really was a good fit for me to start there. And unfortunately, I only played 3 years there before I was traded. But at the end of the day, I think it got my feet wet in the National Hockey League with a good bunch of players and a bunch of veteran players who really helped me to grow. That's the really important thing in the National Hockey League, is that if your veteran players help your young players, you get compression within your organization, and then things really grow faster. So I was fortunate. I came into the league with a good bunch of veteran players that really helped me.
It helps that carrying and passing the torch kind of culture in the dressing room, I would think, with the older and the younger, right?
Well, two ways that an older player can look at things. He could look at the younger players coming in and taking his job, and to just kind of shun them and not really help them at all. Or say, you know what, I want to be treated the way I was treated. So when I got treated as well as I did, and I came in and I took people's jobs. I mean, there was 2 or 3 veteran defensemen there that I took their ice time and took their jobs, and they treated me with nothing but respect. So when 17 years comes to an end for me, when I'm in Long Island, I'm doing the same thing to the young players there. I'm treating them with respect, regardless of if they're taking my playing time or not. That's the one thing that you learn at a young age, and it's something that stays with you.
Tell me, when did you start your commentating, color commentating career for hockey games?
Well, I retired in 2001 and moved back home to Ottawa, where my wife and I we met in high school. So we came back home. Our parents were both living at the time in Ottawa, and our siblings as well. So our kids had cousins there. So we decided to come back home to Ottawa and settle in Ottawa. And we really kind of got our feet on the ground. We decided we'd build a home and start our second part of our life, so to speak, after hockey. I was actually at a Home Depot shopping for lights for the house, and I bumped into a gentleman by the name of Dean Brown. And Dean was the play-by-play voice of the Ottawa Senators. And he had mentioned to me that there was a radio station, a local radio station, that was looking for someone to fill some afternoon drive home, a 3-hour drive home show, and that I might be a good fit for it. So I really wasn't interested at first, but I thought, what the heck, I'll go down there and see what it's all about. So I went down there, ended up taking a job with the Team 1200, ended up doing a radio show for 3-4 years, and had a really good time with it. And I think that's how people noticed me, being in the media, and I was offered the opportunity. Greg Millen at the time had left Sportsnet and went to Leaf Television. So that opened up a spot with Rogers. They came along and offered me a job to cover the Ottawa Senators. So I did that for about 3 years. And then eventually Hockey Night in Canada came along. I started working with Bob Cole with Hockey Night in Canada, had a wonderful 5-6 years with Hockey Night in Canada. And then when the rights were purchased by the Rogers Sportsnet and the Rogers company, the 12-year rights, to the National Hockey League, I was very blessed to be able to come over with Rogers again and work with them. And that's where I've been the last 12 years, is covering hockey for Rogers Sportsnet, and really do enjoy covering the games and breaking down the games. It's a lot of fun.
Garry, I look forward to seeing and hearing you on future NHL games coming up. You have one in October, you were telling me. Thank you so much for doing this for us, and we wish you a beautiful night.
Hey, thanks for having me, Brian. Take care and enjoy the season.